Live. Oh, hey, look at that. Am I live? Did we do it,
Let's see.
guys? Somebody
Uh,
check.
yeah, I'm waiting for the thing on the YouTube to work. Let's see if it shows up.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm not
see.
seeing anything.
I'm not seeing anything yet either.
Crap.
Is it live on there? Does it say
says
go
it's
live for you?
live. It says it's live.
Does it show us on there?
Yes, on the preview it does.
Let me see if I can go on YouTube and try and see if it works. Let's see. Because on my app, it's not... Oh!
Are we there?
Oh, it's showing it now.
Hey, look at that. Look at
Yeah.
us.
Oh, there's a delay.
I had to refresh the page.
Yeah,
Okay. Did we...
there's a delay, a giant delay, but we are live.
Is there an audio... There's a massive audio delay? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear all of us.
All right, as long as you can hear us, and this is fine. This is...
Yeah.
We're dogs on fire, but we are fine.
Oh, I got to turn off the audio on my iPad. I just got my iPad up, so it shows. All right. Well, we're live. I guess there's a little bit of delay, so let's take a second to pause, and I'm going to send out a tweet to say, hey, we're live, motherfuckers. We are the greatest shit show alive.
We did it, boys.
It only took me forcing you to download the goddamn thing. Just don't go off, just don't open up any other windows, and just stay on the Hangout, because
Cool.
it shows if you change screens.
Yeah, I know. I closed, don't worry, I closed all my porn.
Oh, good. I made sure that it said this was 18 and over, so if
Good.
there's any children here, this is your own fault, parents. Let me get a photo of us and say we're live. I'm just going to take a photo of the screen on my phone.
Key, go, turn your face on.
We did it! We are live from not Saturday Night Live, but
I mean, I'm live from, New York adjacent.
yeah. New York adjacent, you jabronis. We're here. We're live. It's me, Cole Sorensen. Check it out. If I lean back, my cardboard box that I live in pops up.
So, Cole, since I can't move from this window, you're gonna have to tell me if, people tune into this stream, because I have, no concept.
I got the chat there. Start sending it to your friends.
Cool, great.
Tell people that we're here. We're live. I'm doing this accent the whole fucking time.
Please don't.
This is a mistake, and you should definitely not do that.
Nah.
I just realized that I have not decided on an accent for Amon, and this may be a mistake. She may just have my voice, guys. It's fine. We're gonna survive.
That's how it works.
Accent is always the first thing I think of.
That's the thing, is I thought about the accent I used for this character when I created her, but that was a very different time, and I'm not sure I'm comfortable doing that, and I'm not sure that's a good thing for me to do.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna not.
I saw the character art and I was all like, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, she's just gonna have my voice, guys. It's fine.
That's fine. I posted we are live on all our social media stuff, so hopefully people will join us soon. You should have had your lady friend come and hang out with us.
Dude, it's 2 a.m. there. I don't know what you were expecting from her.
Nothing at all. I don't know the time zone. I was just saying she should come join us.
Nah.
Say hi to your deadbeat friends that you do a podcast with. It's fine if she's too good for us. I see how it is.
It's not that she's too good for us. She's just asleep, Cole.
I'm going to keep with my interpretation.
Cole, she lives in Europe. The people in Europe are, for the most, they should be asleep right now.
Do you see this? It says DM sometimes. Stupid voice plays.
We can
Definitely a
see,
professional streamer.
We can see that it says DM, but everything else is vaguely scribbled. It's not clear enough to actually make out, which I think is fitting for the quality of this stream at the moment.
That seems about right. Hey, we got it to work though. We're here. You know what? It says there are 3 of us in the chat. I think that's just all of us.
Yeah.
So, no, it's just going to be us streaming and hanging out.
That's
And
cool.
if people join,
The key to streaming is like not focus on the viewers, just act as if you have 100 viewers at all times or whatever.
oh yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. We're just going to start this shit show anyway.
Excellent. All right, let's.
I see how far the delay is because I'm looking at myself right now in my
Yeah,
iPad.
I gotta be honest. I don't think I'd want to watch this stream with that kind of delay.
Well, I think we set it to 30 seconds.
Audience call.
Yeah. So either way,
So,
we're going to start this.
So is this also is OBS also recording our audio at the same time?
Not unless you hit start recording for recording audio.
Should I hit start recording?
Nah, don't worry about it, because I'll just download the video later, because I think YouTube saves the video, and I'll just save it.
Are you sure you want to rip your audio from the video? Are you certain that that is something that you would like to do? Because don't forget that if you do that, you will have YouTube rip quality audio.
True. It takes up a lot of room on your computer, so don't worry about
I
it.
have a terabyte on my...
Go for it. Go ahead and hit start
so,
recording for
yeah.
that, and we'll take a pause, and then we'll start up. Right now, it's just me yelling at you guys.
It's fine. Okay, we are recording audio as well now. I'm going to switch back to the Hangout and then remain stuck on this Hangout for a while.
Nice. Cool. All right, so we'll take a pause, and then we'll start up proper. Someone's going to watch this and be like, that was a shit show in the beginning. What's happening
You
here?
know what? It's fine. When we actually figure out what the fuck it is we're doing, our fans are going to look back at this stuff and be like, wow, they really were fucking amateurs.
Yeah. Well, no, now we know what we're doing. I'll just have you in charge of the streaming if we do streaming. Or Mike whenever he comes back.
Oh, God. Okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Or I'll hopefully just yell at my computer enough and it will start working. Either way, let me start this up.
We're doing this? We're doing this.
Yep, we're doing this. I even got the little card in my hand that reads off the shit.
Cute.
So, hello. It's me, your DM. Normally, Cole Sorensen. Tonight, I'm no longer Cole Sorensen. Cone Sorensen, yes. No, tonight, I'm Cole Sorensen, horny on Maine, because we're playing. Let me grab the box so I can show it. For those at home, I'll read it off. For the Queen! Oh yeah, Cole Sorensen here. With me, as always, my compatriots from the podcast, The Keep. We're missing our Harlequin, our masquerade boy, Mike. He's being professional as shit, so he couldn't join us, unfortunately. So we're doing a little side thing going on. If you follow the podcast, you know that I run the game, and with me as always are...
Kate, on the main podcast, I play Devona O'Carroll. Today, I will be playing Aman, who, I'll be honest, guys, I drew art for her like 2 years ago. I know nothing about her character anymore, but apparently we're being horny on main, so that's going to be her whole personality tonight.
I said I'm Cole... horny on Maine Sorensen. That's up to you. It's up to you. I'm playing my character.
You know what? Since we've already got horny on Maine, we'll go for vague lesbian yearning. Here, we'll diversify. Cole horny on Maine, Kate lesbian yearning.
That good stuff.
Key, introduce yourself. This is a shit show.
I play everyone's least favorite plague doctor. I'm not showing my face because I am awkward and objectively ugly.
Oh, that's not true. That just made me feel bad.
No.
Oh, like you're not at all, Key.
Self-deprecating humor is the best kind of humor, though.
I mean, let's be really honest. I at some point while doing my makeup, I realized that I would be running this stream, so I only did my makeup well enough to look good in the tiny little square on Google Hangouts. So, like, if we want to talk about objectively ugly.
Oh, and I'm playing Emmerich Bedrooks.
Borodo?
Emmerich Bedrooks.
Okay, cool.
I think the might be silent.
I love it. I will never.
I'm not
I will
gonna,
only,
Name, so I don't know.
I'm only going to say the first name because I will never be able to pronounce that last name.
Cole's playing Chad. Key, what's your character's name again?
Emmerich Badux.
Emmerich. Okay, cool. So we have Emmerich, Amon, and Chad.
Well,
Right to the queen.
I love this already. So, they've introduced their character. I'm Cole Sorensen. I usually play everybody else on the podcast and run them through a story in which we last left off. They were doing a Fast and the Furious wagon run, basically. We have more episodes of that recorded, but that's where we last left off, and I can't wait for you to see what else we have recorded, because the lesbian yearning is pretty much on key for the next couple episodes.
Lesbian yearning is me on main all the time, so...
Respect. So, I'm going to be playing... I'm Chad, an half-orc. I usually work in the Palace Guard, but this time I'm going on this chill mission, yeah, with the Bodacious Queen. It's gonna be great. Me and my buddies M and Kate's character.
If you come up with a nickname for my character, based off of M, you would have M and and I'm gonna highly recommend against that.
I'm hanging out with my homies M and It's gonna be great, you guys. We're going on an awesome journey. And with our amazing queen, who I'm holding up the photo right now, that's getting decked out with light.
That's so
There we
glare.
go.
Oh.
There we go. That's the angle I'm looking for.
Maybe click on Cole's picture, that way his will always be larger.
Oh yeah, if you click on my photo for a second, just for a second, to show what it looks like.
Alright, we Gucci boys.
Nice, and now you can pull away. Either way, we're going on a bodacious mission. We're from the continent of Fulfurus, and it's gonna be great. It's very, very hot there. And as you can tell by the queen, hot for multiple reasons. It's great. So, either way, it's great. We're going on a diplomatic mission.
We've been given no information thus far.
Yeah. Well, let me read what, this little card tells me. The land you live in has been at war for as long as any of you have been alive. The Queen has decided to undertake a long and perilous journey to broker an alliance with a distant power. In this case, it's the Council of Pax. They're a bunch of elves. They're pretty cool, but, a little lame, a little uptight. My opinion.
Orcs.
I mean... half-orc, thank you. Can't you tell from my crop-top armor?
I cannot believe you just said the words crop-top armor to me. And please continue. This is perfect.
The Queen has chosen all of you, and no one else. Because we're the best. Am and and your boy Chad.
I'm going to have to ask that you call me Amon.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Amon.
Unami? Anam.
Amon.
Mom. Alright, Mom. So, the Queen has chosen all of you and no one else to be your retinue and accompany you on on this journey. She chose you because she knows that you love her. Oh, yeah.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong. Out of everyone, I know she could probably crush me with her legs. And I'd be fine with that.
I think all of us would be fine with that.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be happy to die that way.
That's the only way I want to die.
I mean...
honestly, I put that in my will. So either way, it's going to be a good time. We chose our queen. I held up the card. This is back to Cole, because I'm done with the chat voice for a second. And we're going to go around, and each one of us take the prompt card, and at one point the queen comes under attack. Is under attack, his card is going to be drawn, and that's going to be when we decide what we do. This is all about role-playing, living out this journey, talking about our time with the queen, and it's going to be great. So each card we pull, or basically because I have the deck, I'm gonna pull it and then I'm gonna like either read it to one of them and they'll answer, and or we'll all answer it because that'll make it a fun time. And it depends on really the card, either individual, like, hey, how does this burn inside you, or like cards that are a little more group like. Then we'll answer, and people can like shout out like, hey, this is a cool idea maybe for this prompt. Hey, this kind of stuff, and we're gonna play it as our characters, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. So
we're just never breaking character.
Oh no, this is all in character
all
except
in
for this
character.
last part.
Perfect.
This last part is cool. I'm just going downhill into my Chad persona.
I gotta find a voice. I gotta find a voice that's not mine for Amon. My usual go-to when I can't think of another accent is posh British. Not even posh British. So, this was the voice that I used for a character a few years ago. And given that everything about this roleplay tonight has been just me recycling shit, I think that's fitting. So, I think this is the voice we're gonna land on for tonight.
You definitely are one of those people that says, I went to Princeton, thank you.
Harvard, thank you.
Harvard, thank you. Where'd you go? Community college? Ha! Joke's on you. I had community college, nah, bruh. I got this job from my dad. He used to be a guard here. But,
That's so much worse.
What?
That's so much worse.
How's it worse?
I would attempt to explain the concept of nepotism to you, but I think it would go over your head.
Oh, nepotism? Yeah, I knew him in not college, I didn't go to college. I knew him at this frat house that they just let anybody into, even if you didn't go to school. Nepotism. Super cool guy.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
I imagine you just walk away at that point.
Yep.
Well, alright, let me start off with the first card then. Start this game up. Key, you have anything you wish to add to this horrible conversation that I've been perpetrating?
Not particularly.
I respect that choice. So, either way, let's start this. There's a false rumor about you and the Queen back at the royal court. What is it, and how did it start? So, do you want me to start off, or does someone else feel like starting off?
You're the only one who actually knows how to play this game, so why don't you start off?
Cool. So, basically, like, the fun thing about it is, like, yeah, we can interpret this any way we want, and I can just be all like, there's a false rumor? Okay, so the false rumor is, back at the royal court, as you said, nepotism, at its highest, I was hired, and the Queen, the rumor about it is the Queen, the only reason that I was hired is because the Queen and, between me and the Queen, shit, I'm trying to think of, like, a good prompt as I throw the card just on my floor. I'm trying to think of a good rumor. I'd say the only reason I was hired by the Queen is normally there's, like, a rigorous process, and you have to go through, like, a lot of trials and things like that. But because of nepotism and everything, I got hired. That's one of the reasons. But then the Queen also saw me, and there was something about me that they don't know why, but the Queen enjoys having me around.
It's the six-pack.
It's definitely the six-pack and crop top armor. But that's, like, what the rumor is all around.
Are you sure it's not because you're easily manipulated?
That is entirely possible.
What's manipulated?
Manipulated, not manipulated.
Uh-huh. Is that when, like, I go get, like, some food, and I manipulate it in my stomach, and I use that energy to work out and get the six-pack? Is that what you mean?
I don't understand how you don't know the definition of the word manipulate, yet you somehow understand the process of digestion.
Yeah, it's when you put the yum-yum in your mouth, and it turns into energy.
You're a fucking jock, that's how you got here.
How was the rumor start? How did it start? I definitely say anyone that saw me was like, there's no other reason this man got this job.
I'd like to venture that Amon started it.
I'm down with that. How'd you start the rumor? What was it? What'd you say?
I'd like to venture that Amon saw the shit show that was Chad's trials to get in. Like, I imagine, let's say, 'cause if Emmerich is spiritual leader to the Queen, and Chad is in the Queen's Guard, let's say that Amon is one of the Queen's diplomatic advisors. So I'd like to think she saw the trials of Chad getting in, saw that the Queen was eyeing that six-pack and crop top armor, and got hella jealous. So she decided to start this rumor of nepotism. Just among the guards, so that if Chad ever got into a position of power, they wouldn't like him.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, we'll go with that. Nepotism and the six-pack are what got me, like, the rumors that go around every time, like, me and the Queen are in the same room. Every time. And it's like, what are they talking about, Queen? And she just kind of, I imagine she just kind of sighs and just stares off just a little bit, and then looks at the six-pack and is reassured. It's just like, yeah, I made the right choice here.
Good quality.
Oh, yeah. Key, you got anything you want to add to that?
Nah.
Nah? All right. I respect that. All right. Here, I'll grab the next card then.
All right.
I think we filled out how Chad got the job and the rumor around him and the Queen.
I think so.
All right. So, who wants to take the next one? You getting a kind of feel for it?
Yeah, I'll take the next one.
You want to take the next one? All right. So this is about our journey. So we're going through the desert plains, making our way to the way over to the Council of Pacts, getting all of that ready, and this is what the prompt is. What do you do that pleases the Queen on this journey? What do you think you do? Like, we're traveling. It's a long and hard travel. What do you do that pleases her?
Aside from giving head.
Wow, right for it.
My God.
Right for it. I had a little decorum and just said a crop top armor, but you're like,
Nah, man, we just go for it in this house.
wow. All right. Well, there's a very blatant affair happening, I guess.
No. Let's see. What does Amon do that pleases the Queen? So, in pure, proper lesbian yearning, because the fact is that if there isn't a blatant affair, there can't be lesbian yearning. So I'm gonna say no to the affair for now, only so that we can maintain desirable levels of yearning.
The
That being,
spirits tell me otherwise.
I did not ask for your opinion. Anyways,
Chad just in the corner staring off.
because in true, proper lesbian yearning fashion, and since Amon is clearly an intellectual, Amon has been writing romantic poetry, and this entire time she has a notebook dedicated solely to romantic poetry and sketches of the Queen looking sufficiently badass.
I imagine the art that we have on this card was made by you then. This is one of your sketches.
Yes.
Not only are you a diplomat, but you're like a renowned painter, and that's so you're just like on this journey.
When I built Amon for D&D, I made her a bard, so like I don't know what you were expecting from me.
I respect this. No, so that's what you do on the journey. Awesome. So on the journey, you're basically like writing romantic poetry and these lovely sketches of her, and it's a long, hard journey, and it's just the four of us apparently. So it's like, all right, you're doing like a valuable thing. You're keeping up spirits of only the Queen.
Hold on, I'm looking up Shakespeare sonnets.
I love it. So, awesome.
Is it sonnet 18 that I want? I think it's
While
sonnet
you're
18.
looking that up,
Yes, it is. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaves hath all too short a date. I will stop now.
I look over to M, my homie. What's this leaf? We live in the desert. I've never seen one.
The word was lease, not leaf.
Oh. What's a lease? As I lean over to M.
Head.
I'll just like take and crumple my hat.
Amon continues reading definitely her sonnet and not plagiarized from William Shakespeare.
Definitely hers. There isn't a dead playwright somewhere in the kingdom that you just stole this from.
Definitely hers. Anyhow, yes, Amon will be reading, playing, sketching, all of those artful, diplomatic, charisma-based,
Nice. You're very, like, you're wooing the queen, and I think that's one of the reasons, like, she so enjoys our company, and definitely chose us for this reason. You're wooing the queen. I imagine that this is, like, almost like we're in this cart, all three of us, and I'm sitting driving the cart, and there's just a window that you can open and close, and I'm just hearing this, and this is how I'm talking to the three of you in the cart.
Perfect. Yes.
All right, Key, you ready?
Yep.
All right. So you and Amon, and this is called, because I can't pronounce the name, because you should know this by now from years of playing games with me. So this question, you two are part of the court. So the prompt on this one is, the queen trusts you, but no one else in the royal court. No one else in the royal court does. Why? Why does it? So basically, Key, like, it says, your character is part of the royal court, but no one else trusts you. Why?
I think that's pretty simple. People don't like what they don't understand, and a lot of people don't understand the spirits.
He's a creep who talks to ghosts.
That is a less charismatic way to put it.
I wasn't trying to be likable to you.
Now am I to you. The only thing I care about is if the spirits like me.
Nice. So, can you talk to my dog? He passed away a little while ago, and I want to know where he buried all the bones.
You're asking him to use powerful mystic energies to talk to your fucking dog.
I mean, yeah.
Could, I'm not sure though. It depends if your dog had a strong will.
Well, his name was Lucky. I don't know who Will is, whose dog that is, but he had 3 legs, like half an eye. I don't know how that works. Like an ear and a half. And he stole all my favorite bones and buried them somewhere in the goddamn desert. And then the fucker
What
passed
the
away.
fuck happened to that dog?
I found him like that.
I would die for Chad. Kate would die for Chad. Amon wants him to die so she can have the queen to herself, but...
When I told you I was bringing strong himbo energy that's dummy thick, this is the... You were not ready for this, were you?
No, I wasn't. I was ill-prepared.
The best part of this is, Key, your character basically is like a spirit speaker, and a lot of people find that, like Amon was saying, creepy and very unsettling. It's not something found, I guess, here within the court a lot, so, but the queen trusts you for spiritual advice and things of that nature. Chad is too dumb to understand that he should fear you, and Amon understands enough that that we should fear you. So it's like, it's a mixture of stuff. You're well respected in the court, but you definitely have an elegance and like a nature and aura of like spiritual energy that freaks people out. And I really like that.
It helps when I'm talking to the spirits, and it looks like I'm talking to myself.
Definitely doesn't help your image, my bro. My
No,
broski.
not in the slightest.
Neither does that crop top help yours.
What? The crop top? Oh, should it get lower? As he just kind of takes the armor with his incredible strength, just starts rolling it up a little bit more.
That's higher, not lower.
Oh, lower. He starts unbending it. All right. Top of the new cards. You are considered ugly by almost everyone you meet. How does the queen make you question that perception? Wow! Hardcore shit right off the bat for me.
I mean, I can take that one.
Do you want to take that one? It's up to you. I'm all like,
I don't mind.
it's up to
I
you.
do not care for my physical appearance. It is my spiritual appearance that I desire to be beautiful. To me, it does not matter if somebody on the street calls me ugly, but if they call my soul ugly, then it matters.
So how does the queen make you question that perception of like other people?
The queen trusts my spirits. I have shown them to her myself, and only ever her. She knows what I look like in the spirit world, and she has seen that I am beautiful there.
Huh? That's awesome. That's really, really nice. So basically, like, you and this queen have this shit. Like, you don't share any of your spirit stuff with anyone, but you, except for the queen. And in that moment, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Only the queen.
Yeah. And in that moment, like, she saw your pure soul, and she was like, this outside, it's got nothing to do with it. This man has a radiant soul. And that's really beautiful. That's nice. No wonder what the queen had you around. I will be taking this question.
Okay.
What do you do? What do you do to disappoint the queen on this journey? You boys got this.
I can think of many things you can do to disappoint
I
her.
could develop a completely sourced and cited list of things that you could do to disappoint her.
I thought this was supposed to be a travel meeting. Is this some? What's going on? What did I
You've
do?
done fucked up, boy. That's what's going on.
Oh, I done fucked up. Oh, my bad. Well, let me see.
Care to explain yourself?
What? I'm sorry. When you were driving on an empty desert road, and you pass by a group of dudes who stare you down at your six-pack, and you look at them, and they got a six-pack, there's nothing to do but get out and do a Greco-Roman wrestling bout in the middle of the road. That man needed to know I'm number one. Chad's number one.
The homoeroticism isn't helping your case with the queen. It is helping my case with the queen.
Well, I'm sorry that it took so long and we lost the day because of it, but I had to take down those 6 guys. I had to. I know I disappointed the queen. I know it's not great. But I saw some of them. I saw her looking. It was a good show. Disappointing that I wasted time. But a good show.
The disappointment outweighs the show, sir.
I mean, maybe. I think it's like He starts counting on his fingers. Like 85, 60, you know, disappointment to like goodness.
Emerald, why did we bring him along?
The queen brought him along. He didn't.
Yes. That's it.
I just noticed, you know how the queen has like a Eastern European look to her, but none of us have that accent. That's odd, isn't it?
A lot of people travel through Valferos. I don't know what to tell you.
It's too fucking late to go back on this shit.
We've gone too far. We're all orphans of war, and we live here now.
Perfect. Accents explained.
Chad fixed it.
Thanks, Chad.
Nailed it.
All
My
right.
papa was an orphan, and he had me here. And then the queen was like, "Fuck yeah, sick back, work for me."
Alright, so next card.
Yep, I was grabbing it right now.
Nice.
I was like, of course I get the laugh. I like the pitter patter. You are considered beautiful by almost everyone you meet. How does the queen make you question that perception?
So, Amon is physically gorgeous. She's also kind of an asshole. And the queen is the first person.
Is an understatement.
How fucking dare you? The queen, however, calls me out on that fact. She keeps me in check. She helps me in that regard. It is a good thing, as one wants to be likable. That being said, it hurts sometimes to be told that you're kind of a bitch, but it's also kind of true. So, moving on.
What are you talking about? You're like the nicest person I've ever met. Every time I walk in the room, you say, "Oh, look, it's Chad." It's so nice to be greeted.
My poor boy, I pity you.
Who's pity? I gotta laugh at a key. Yes.
That wasn't a laugh, that was a sigh. A cry for help.
Honestly.
You have no choice but to hang out with me. It's your fault. As
We signed up for this podcast.
yeah. You had multiple outs, yet you continued to come back. So, whose fault is that? All right. Top the chart. Oh, I feel like this is a good group one.
Okay.
The queen lights a fire in you. What is it? Who wants to start off, and then we'll each go.
Amon pulls out her book of poems. So.
Let me list them for you.
So, I mean, first of all, she's stunning. She's gorgeous. Have you seen her face, her hair, her eyes? She is gorgeous. Utterly gorgeous. Secondly, those thighs could kill a man.
True. I'm completely on you with number two.
I'm just saying that if I die because she crushed my head for some reason, we'll leave that unsaid. But if she crushed my head, you know, I would be happy dying that way. I would die happily. Moreover, she is a strong ruler. She is truly, I think, the best for the kingdom of Falfurus. She has guided us through this war that has been raging for as long as all of us have lived. And she is the first ruler in what? How long to actually do something about it, rather than mindlessly fighting on. She is strong and a diplomat and somebody to be heralded and hailed and looked up to. Also, she's gorgeous. She's so pretty. She's so pretty.
As you trail off saying so pretty, Chad will speak up on his piece and well, the queen. What's more there to say? The queen is, well, queen. She's great at her job. She keeps us all fed. Me and my papa. My papa had nothing. And then the queen took him in during the war and made him captain of the guard. And, well, I mean, what's more to say? She saved our family. And then, through, I guess, his friend nepotism, I got a job, and she was fine with that. I've had a few encounters with the queen. She comes and trains with the guards sometime, and it's amazing. I've never seen a fighting fury as strong as hers. She crushed a dummy to death with her thighs. It was an amazing sight.
Even the spirits have mentioned her thighs.
Everyone knows the thighs.
They're perfect. They're wonderful.
They are. But she's honestly looked after the guards, my family, all of us so well. She knows how to fight, but she knows when it's smart not to. And you gotta respect that. Sometimes it's better not to fight. In my opinion, it's always go time, but she makes me want to not go. Time.
Oh my god, that was so cute! Oh my god, I would die for Chad! Such pure himbo energy!
I told you I was bringing it! You've never played a game with me, so I
have never played a game with you, Cole, where you haven't been DM.
Yeah, so it's like, this is cold energy happening.
Alright, Emmerich, what's your turn?
A tale to start as to why a normal man does not simply find the spirits. A man who is damaged finds them, and I was very damaged. The queen, though, she found me. I was alone in the streets, talking me head off to the spirits. No one believed they were there. She believed me. She'd bring me in. I tell her the ways of the dead, and she give me purpose in life. Purpose to consult with her and speak with her and speak with the spirits for her. That is the fire she had lit in me, a purpose to live.
Nice. So each one of us have our own tale of why the queen brightens our spirits, brings us, like, hope.
Amon wants to follow her. Chad thinks she saved him. And Emmerich feels she gives him purpose.
If anyone's watching this and is interested in a romantic plot for any television series, feel free to contact us. We are great at this, as you can tell.
Anybody who wants to write the next great LGBT romance, please hit me up. I have so many ideas.
Feel free, HBO, we're here. I'm not wearing any pants right now, so it's fine. I'm fine with nudity. If you want to cast a himbo, I'm here for it. Joking. HBO Max, I know you're coming up. So, who wants to start off this new turn?
I think it's best just to like pull a card and we can respond if we want to or not.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What promise did the queen make you before this journey? Do you think she'll keep it?
The queen has promised me a religion in my name if this journey is completed. I could lead my people under her rule. It would become the official religion of her land. The power that would give me the fulfillment would I could end my life with. That is the promise she has given me.
Do you think she'll keep it?
The queen would never lie to me.
Are we
Nice.
all going to answer this one?
It's up to you. Do you guys want to? Do each one of us want to answer this, or do we want to?
I mean, if you don't have an idea, I like have half an idea, and like if you want to answer before me, maybe my idea will like come to fruition.
Yeah, I can
I'm,
go.
Like, thinking about
I'm
it.
all like, I kind of have an idea.
Yeah.
The queen said, if I keep everyone protected and alive, and if we make it out of this and forge our alliance, she would let me be in charge of my own regiment. I would no longer be just one of the guards. I'd be around everyone. I'd be in charge. I'd be keeping everybody safe, not just her.
I fear for our militaristic might if you are a captain of the guards.
I was told it's an honorary position, so I'm very excited.
I see.
That, and she said she'd set up Papa. He's getting older and he could stop working, and we'd have our own land and house. It'd be nice to see him not have to fight anymore. But, you know, with the swaying of the sands, he'll be buried out there like my lost bones sometime.
Why do you care for these bones anyway?
Oh. Well, they're the bones of my family. Me and Papa are the only ones left.
Wait,
There's-
your disabled fucking doll buried the bones of your family.
Yeah. No, he stole my neck chain that had bones from each one of my family members. That's why I was asking if you could ask him where he buried the shit. He stole it off my nightstand. I couldn't stay mad at him, though. I just wanted to know where they are.
Perhaps there is something to that request. Maybe after this is over, you can consult me at my usual price.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you. And that's what Chad's getting. A home for Papa and an honorary title as captain of the guards. Kate?
She promised me a place on her council. Not just a place as a bard in her court, but a proper position as an advisor. Not just someone following her around because she inspires me, but someone whose advice is not only taken behind closed doors, but before everyone else as well. It would be a position of power, not just something to be hidden away.
May I ask why you desire to be in her court?
I wish to be taken seriously.
Are you not taken seriously now?
Perhaps for my art, but perhaps not for my advice. I wish for her to see me as a worthy source of comfort and care and good advice, good counsel to be had when she rules. I want to be someone that she relies upon, not just of her own course, but someone whom everyone knows she relies upon.
I know that feeling.
I don't wish to be kept to the shadows.
I don't think anyone wants to be in the shadows.
Looks at Ghost Boy.
The shadows are very. I'm very accustomed to them. So I have become comfortable in the shadows.
That's good for you. I'm happy that you found your place. That you're living your truth, man. That's great.
And I'm happy that you somehow haven't killed yourself yet.
Yeah, no, I'm like, the crop top blocks most of it, and then the rest, it just mostly hits the crop top.
I have to say, Chad, I would advise a full breastplate. You can get one that has abs chiseled into it.
But then what?
Full...
That's an option?
Yes, it is.
The queen told me that this was dress code.
Then on second thought, perhaps not defy her will.
Oh, okay, cool. That's what I thought, but
No,
everyone else had, like, full armor, but Papa and the queen were like, no, you gotta wear this. And I'm like, okay, it's aerodynamic.
I think I know for sure the reason the queen keeps him around.
I think we both know for sure the reason the queen keeps him around.
Yeah, my friend nepotism.
Oh, darling.
So with that, let's read the next prop card. I feel like this is more of an individual one, so who feels like doing an individual one?
I mean, I'd be happy to do one, but
cool.
Yeah.
Take it away then. When did you know you would never forgive the queen, and why?
I would never forgive her.
Yeah, like some shit happened, and you're like, nope, can't forgive her for this. It's up to you. Like, it could be like why you're not in the court already. It could be like something happened. Why you said you were a diplomat? You're like maybe something. Maybe she kind of screwed you on a diplomatic mission, and you're like, oh, this could have gone better, but she did something. It's up to you. It's a hard one, I know. That's why I was like, throw this out here if someone wants it.
Tragic backstory time?
Go for it.
Nice. I've forgiven her for much of how I came to be in her court. But there is one piece of it that I cannot abide by. I am not from Falforis, as I'm sure both of you have guessed at this point. I was on a diplomatic envoy for another nation. And let's just say, through some poor choices of my own, I was caught spying. However, I, being the person that I am, took the chance to turn it around and save myself. I turned on my original employers needed our queen. After all, there's something about her. It's hard to say no to her. It's difficult to defy her. And besides, I didn't want to. She promised me so much more than I was given in my homeland. She promised me wealth and power, and in the way she looked at me, I thought perhaps she promised me love as well. And the only thing that stopped me was my family. I was promised my family would be smuggled over the border and that they would be brought to safety. I don't know if she intended it, but they did not survive the journey. They did not make it across the border, and they were killed to punish my crimes. I know not whether the Queen allowed that to happen, or whether it was purely bad happenstance. Regardless, it leaves a dark mark.
Damn.
I had to think of things that she would
Yeah.
never forgive
No,
her
no.
for.
Yeah. No, you went for... fuck yeah, that was great.
Amon flips through her book of poems. Now she is all I have. So whether I forgive her or not, it doesn't matter. I have no one else.
I imagine you're kind of sitting by a campfire at night when telling this, and the Queen's probably asleep in the
Yes.
in the cart, and you're just like, and I just look over at Em, and we just kind of imagine just like, fuck, shit, damn. All right, applause, everyone.
Taking a bow, thank you.
Fucking, thank you, Kay. Oh, also, you can unclick my photo because I've been zoomed in this whole time. I'm seeing. I'm all like, oh yeah, we should probably switch to everyone, not just Cole.
Yeah, I mean, Key isn't, his face isn't there, and it's
Oh,
never
I know,
gonna
but I
switch
meant
to my
like-
image big.
Yeah,
Because it's my Google Hangout, so.
yeah. I'm like,
Here.
oh, we should probably switch
Y'all
between
nerds can get a look at my face. You can see the dark circles under my eyes and the shitty highlight job I did.
oh yeah, you want to talk about good looking? You want to see Cole up nice and close?
Jesus, that's horrifying.
Yeah, Cole doesn't look like he's slept in 3 weeks.
Yikes.
That's why I live in this cardboard box now. So, either way, Kate, lovely job. We both sit by the campfire. I don't imagine that I have much to say other than I kind of scoot over and just give a pat on the back, because I know I've probably been around you long enough to know you're not very not a touchy feeling. I
Not a
imagine I tried
hugger.
to give you a
Not a
hug once
hugger.
and it did not end well. And I just pat on the back and just well, come on. I know that you think that she's all you've got, but there's always room in the house of Chad to hang out with me and Papa if you ever want to just have a dinner or something.
Thank you, Chad.
Then you could always have a chill sesh with me and my boy M. We smoke the fat Chiba sometimes over at his temple, and he says he sees the spirits. All I see is a bunch of smoke.
Why have I not been invited to that?
We thought you'd narc us to the other guards.
Absolutely not.
Things. I
What?
think he is a bit loose in the head.
I think you're trying to keep me away from your stash. I'll pay you.
I mean, I do hear rattling when I move around too much, but I just thought that was the armor. That might be something with that. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Cleric said something about legally you should be probably considered dead, but I keep going.
What?
And with that, the next prop card. Key, you want to take it, or you want me to take it?
I'll take it, I guess.
Nice. This one's good for you then. I'm giving you no heads up. You either get to take it or not, because it's a surprise.
Is how this game normally works? Is that one person would pull a card and ask somebody else?
No, everyone would be drawing their own card, but since I have the deck, I'm just pulling it, and I'm all like, Key, you want to take it? This is the surprise factor, where I'm still... Where's my finger on the screen?
The
There
DM.
we go. The DM. Because I'm shitty and refuse to pay Roll20 for another version of a game that I already own. Fuck you, Roll20. You already took my $4.99 for this month. I'm not giving you any more. I'm just kidding. Roll20, if you ever want to sponsor our stream, hit me up.
We love you, Roll20.
Love you. We've been playing for 3 years on your site, probably longer than that. So, Key, this has to do with the journey. I imagine me and Amon are somewhere else at this moment. But you saw the queen do something terrible to keep the retinue safe. What is it? Did you come to respect her more or less afterward?
What's retinue?
It is
Our group.
Our group. It is the whatchamacallit. Our retinue is like the queen's entourage, basically. And
Basically.
that's us. We're her entourage
Yeah,
right now.
so she did something horrible or terrible to keep all of us safe, but you're the only one who saw it. Did you respect her more for it or less afterward?
I could never disrespect the queen. The thing she did has simply made me respect her more for the dirty struggle she must go through. I cannot even speak of the thing she did, as it would disrespect her. But it was, at the time, humiliating for her to have to do that.
Queen got into some shit. Nice.
Chad
so
and
basic-
Amon rode ahead to scout,
Yeah.
and something happened.
Yeah, we come back and we just silence, and it's just like, okay, well, something happened.
Are we
And I
going
guess-
to push? Are we going to try?
I think it's always good to let it just simmer, and if it comes up, it comes up. If not, then we forget about it, and like, he stares at his wrist, realizing there's no watch. What were you talking about?
The word is simmer, and your advice is good. Let's just not say anything.
Okay, I did something good for once. Yeah, I knew she would like me eventually. Victory for the Chad. As we ride back, and I just hook up the cart, and I get back in my position, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah, Chad's doing good on this trip. No more."
Amon
gecko."
climbs into the back, the queen and Emirate just look absolutely distressed, and she's just like, never mind. Never mind.
Nice. So you sit there silently. All right, I'll take this one, because I'm the last one. What makes the queen ugly in your eyes? Ooh, spicy. So
Spice.
the queen has always been like wonderful and strong, and she's always been good to Papa, and she's been good to us. But sometimes sometimes there's a coldness about her when she has to do something that she doesn't want to. And when you try and get close to her, she pushes you away and makes you feel less good about yourself. It's hard when she's like that. Normally she comes around and comes back to like her nicer self, but in those moments in the stillness, there's just a meanness, almost like just a hard cruelty about her that just makes it hard to be around her and makes it just, you know, as much as I want her to crush me sometimes with those thighs, at the same time when she's like that, I I don't want to be near her. It makes it hard. Makes it almost ugly. So he just nods to himself at the front of the cart. No one's really listening. Everyone's just minding their own business after.
Amon jumped up to the front of the cart to keep him company for a while, and she's just like, holy shit, I thought you had the emotional range of a potato, but apparently I was wrong.
I thought it was called a tomato.
Oh, Chad.
As he just keeps driving the cart. Chad, he's got layers, like an onion.
Layers.
Layers. Alright, here we go. Good group one. What part of this journey will be the most difficult? How do you pull the rest of the retinue through it? So,
I think I would say when we get to the Mountain of Iron, it would be difficult for us to traverse that due to the storms and the golems wandering. We may not have enough manpower to get past them.
Then how do you pull the rest of? How do you pull us through it then? If we don't have enough manpower when we get to those mountains, what does your character do?
The best I think I could do is perhaps summon some protector spirits. Maybe I could have us play dead, but actually be dead. Or perhaps I could ask the spirits for some other sort of protection.
I imagine that you'd probably do all of those things, and like through a little bit of like trickery, through magic, you're able to get us through this like iron pass, past the golems, past everything, and it's very appreciated.
I am not usually one to raise a hand or get my spirits to, but if it comes to the safety of the queen, I will act in the beat of a living heart.
Nice. What does Amon do?
See, I would have thought the most difficult part of the journey would have been the pass through Crooked Stone Crag. The bandits through there are notorious. Highwaymen, thieves, murderers. It's an unruly lot. I would have thought that, well, getting through there would be difficult. After all, it's a barren stone crag. It's hard to get through there and hide your way through. And it's not like we're trying to draw attention to ourselves, but it's not like we also let the queen travel in squalid conditions. I almost thought we were done for when we found ourselves surrounded, but the bandit leader was amenable, and we brought enough gold that we could part with some of it. I managed to negotiate our way out of it, unharmed. And, of course, when the bandit leader tried to stab me in the back, I stabbed him first.
His spirit is still with us. He still angrily stares at you.
Good. Let him carry the grudge to hell.
No, when a ghost has a grudge, they do not move on.
Well, I sleep peacefully at night, so I'll
It's
leave him behind eventually.
Perhaps, though, this is his hell.
nice. So, that you negotiate and murder this guy in order to get us through this pass. And it's very well spoken, very elegant. And then the just coldness of when this guy tries to double cross you and you were just there first,
Quicker on the draw.
quicker on the draw, is just very appreciated. Definitely helps us through this pass. Then it comes to Chad's trial. I for sure thought the hardest part of this journey would be that big boulder in the middle of the road. There was no way around it. It was just mountain on the left side, cliff on the other, and that boulder. And my time to shine came as Chad just full on chads it up. He just puts his takes on, takes some chalk, claps his hands, walks up towards the boulder, and you just watch as the muscles ripple around his body as he just starts pushing that boulder slowly towards the cliff face on the other side, out of the way, just dragging this giant boulder and pushing it down the side. As it begins to roll, this half-orc just pushes it off the side and just stands there gleaming in his muscle crop top, a little sweat glistening.
Remind me again, what did you do when the boulder was moved and there was ogres on the other side?
Oh, that's easy. Greco-Roman wrestling, my boy. As I just, Chad full on just rips everything off except for the crop top. He places that nicely aside and just beats the living hell out of those ogres. He's just like, oh yeah, my time to shine has come. As he just slaps his hands.
I got rid of that memory.
Oh yeah, no. You told me it was the most beautifully horrifying thing you've ever seen. Either way, I have spare pants in the car anyway, so I just go grab those and put them on. Metal crop top, you served me well again, as I ting it. Not a scratch on you.
Wait, you tore off your metal crop top?
No, he took it off nicely, he said.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, put it to the side. You can't let it get ruined.
Besides, would that really be so strange, given the fact that we just watched him roll a massive boulder down the hill?
I was just surprised he still had the energy after that.
Oh no, I definitely got stabbed a couple times. No, it does not feel great, but you know what? Papa says that gives you a little bit of like, what'd he say? And then Chad passes out on the ground, and just the queen, I imagine, just rolls him onto the cart. And is like, this happens every now and then.
Amon starts tying bandages and tourniquets and stitching him up.
Are you sure you weren't the only one wrestling and the ogres were the ones with the knives?
He brought fists to a knife fight.
Chad's passed out. we continue on the journey. I imagine Amon just takes over the reins for a little bit. As Chad just wakes up like a day later, like...
Sleeping Beauty's finally awake.
Oh. It's a new day. Oh, wait, no. Or is it the same day?
New day.
What?
New day.
New day? Okay, cool. Cool.
You don't actually have to drive the car, you know. I can just summon a caravan driver to hold the reins. There are many who have died in tragic ways and still hold their place on this earth.
I mean, you're probably right, but I like it.
Just let him drive, Emmert. Give him something to do. Make him feel useful.
Perfect. I mean, I can sit in the car and hang out with you guys if you want.
Oh God, no.
Just drive the car, sweetie.
Oh, okay, cool. No problem.
And them on, like, wipe a bead of sweat off the brow, just like, we dodged a bullet.
Yeah. So Amon, I think, answered this next card already anyway.
Oh, okay.
So I think the next card is the queen is not your queen. Why do you serve her anyway? And I feel like
I already answered that, yeah.
yeah. So I'm all like, I think I've always been here. Like I'm like just one of those. Me and Pop always been in Falfuris, where like those half orcs just always lived here. So
Though I am not native to this country, the queen is who I live under now. My country of origin is far to the west.
that way. What made you want to serve her then?
I told you the story. I had been traveling the world looking for my place, and that's how I wound up on the streets and how I wound up in her country.
Oh yeah, I remember. Sorry, I had a lot of blood loss. I feel like yeah, we already answered that one. So
A lot of brain loss too.
Evidently, one of his last 2 brain cells didn't make it through the fight.
No, I'm down to 1. As he pulls out a sack that just says brain cells on it, and just it's like a gummy bear. He just eats it and throws the sack away.
Oh my god!
All right, this one's a good one for everyone too. The queen gave you a compliment once. What was it, and why have her words stayed with you? Well, I was there on the training field.
I'm sure she's given you many compliments.
I mean, like, yeah, but this one's special. I promise you. It's a good story. I was there on the training field. It was after my trials, and I wasn't feeling so hot. I wasn't feeling great. There were a couple of people who did a little better than me, and I was feeling pretty down. And Pop told me that I had a visitor, and it was the queen. She came around the corner, and I, of course, kneeled immediately. I mean, like you're supposed to. And she told me to stand and just place his shoulder ever so gently. Her hand on my shoulder. Oh, fuck, that brain cell. I should have kept that for later. Put her hand on my shoulder ever so gently. Looked me in the eyes. And said, Chad, it's not the smarts of the soldier. It's not the will of the soldier. It's that he never gives up. And you made it through these trials. And no one can take that away from you. I full on bursted in tears. She left quickly because no one wants to see a half-orc cry. But those kind words have always stuck with me. This day. So, what has she said nice to you guys?
Well, plenty of nice things about my poetry and music and art, but the nicest, the thing that sticks, when she promised me a place on her council, I suppose it was her telling me that I was invaluable, that I was indispensable, that
if this diplomatic mission went well, she would need me there. It's nice to feel needed. It's nice for someone you admire so to say that they need you. The mom kind of like twiddles her thumbs a little bit. It was just very nice.
Chad just kind of gives you like a nod, like, yeah, it is nice. And
The nicest thing the Queen ever said to me was that she believed me. So many people for so long that I was insane, that I didn't see spirits, that I was just the old crazy guy down the street who you shouldn't let your kids near. But I saw them, and she knew that I saw them just by how desperate I was.
I imagine we're just all kind of talking about this, and the Queen's probably somewhere in the corner.
God, we're all so deeply fucked.
Yes. I mean, we're not horribly, but I think
I didn't mean like bad people fucked, although I'm questionable. But I meant more along the lines of just, God, we've got baggage.
I think Chad, less fucked, more fuck.
yeah.
The mom can't hold a straight face at that. She fucking cracks.
Chad just goes along with the group laugh. He doesn't understand what's happening.
Oh, Chad.
He just looks back at a bag that's marked Chad, but I didn't bring baggage. As he just looks at the bag that's labeled Chad on the top of the cart with just extra pants. Because he's got the crop top. You only need pants.
Oh my god.
So,
Next card?
yep, as Cole grabs the next card. You suspect. Oh, fuck, I cannot read. You suspect this journey isn't just about diplomatic negotiations. What else do you believe is going on, and why? Ooh, who wants to take this one? Chad can give a wild theory, but does someone want a real one?
I could go, I guess.
Gee, why don't you do it?
Yeah, go for it, Kate.
The Queen has said on numerous occasions that she does not have comfort with our current military, that we are weak in comparison to the other nations. I think the other goal of this is to perhaps ally ourselves with another nation or even hire mercenaries we find.
It could be it. I've certainly heard her say similar things. She is dissatisfied with our military, and it's true, we've been losing ground in the war as of late, thus reaching out to the Council of Pax in the first place.
Yeah, I haven't heard great things on the military front either.
I-
The guards, we try our best, but when it comes to military, that's a whole nother ball game. Oh, I don't know which one.
Is the word
Ah,
I'm
thank
looking
you.
for.
More and more spirits of fallen soldiers come to me every day.
I simply wonder what the Council of Pax can offer us. After all, they're generally very peace-loving. She's not informed me fully of her intentions, I don't think. So, I question whether we are on a mission of diplomacy or a mission of conquest.
A peace-loving nation most often has a military to back up that idea.
Well, maybe, just maybe, we're going there to hire them to attack the other guys. Trick them into thinking it's in their best interest to get on our side instead of theirs.
When we're losing horribly.
Yep.
Either way, doesn't really come out on top with the Council of Pacts, but I don't think that's our problem.
Probably not. We'll just have to wait and see.
Aye.
And with that, the next card. What do you do for the queen that anyone else can do, and why does she make you do it? So anyone can do this, but why does she have you do it? Oh, that's easy. I know right off the bat.
Take it away, Chad.
I think I know what he's going to say.
I think
yeah.
I know as well.
I am in charge of cleaning the queen's quarters. None of the other guards do it. Only the Chad.
Does she make you wear some sort of uniform while you do this job?
Oh yeah, no, I wear the crop top, and I got a pair of like my pants, but they're cut off above the legs. I don't have a name for it, but I'm thinking shorts, like Chad, short pants.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he's just wearing bikini bottoms.
I do not need that image in my head.
I mean, he's got nice legs.
Dummy thick, one might say. As I just,
Yeah, on the other hand, I really don't need that image in my head.
you just see Chad. It's a 80s montage of Chad and in the, what's it called? In like dolphin shorts in the metal crop top cleaning the room to like, I don't know. It's raining. It's raining.
Oh god.
Hallelujah, it's raining.
Medicinal herbs that could cleanse the mind if you need some later.
Light me the fuck up. Roll me one now.
You just watch as it's just like Chad is in charge of cleaning the queen's quarters in a pair of dolphin shorts, and it's great. I don't get paid extra for it, but Pop and the queen said it was an honor.
I question why your father is involved in all of these.
He told me that if I do this, I'll get ahead in life.
You'll get head all right.
He'll give head.
Give, take. You know, I do have an axe in the back. Do you need someone's head? I can get you head.
You know, I'm starting to
He just
think
stares
Chad
at
might
you.
be a virgin.
What's that? So he just sits there driving the cart.
Confirmed, Chad is a virgin.
I mean, I got like a nice
The virgin
vinaigrette
Chad,
shot.
if you will.
He just keeps driving the cart, and the queen just kind of gives you a look as she raises her eyebrows, I guess. Like, it's more decoration than anything. As I keep driving my cart, I can only imagine what the chamber's gonna look like when I get back. I know I'm gonna probably be working up the sweat when I'm cleaning it.
Oh, I'm
Those
sure
maids
Queen
got
will-
nothing. What's that?
I'm sure the queen will enjoy the sweat.
I don't want this image in my mind. Why do you all keep saying these things? I don't want to think about this.
Hey, I can clean your chambers too if you
I
want.
don't need you to. That's fine.
Oh, okay. I just heard that the maids don't do a good job. So,
No,
off-right.
they do well enough. They do well enough. Amon just puffs on whatever herbs that Everett gave her, just slowly sinking down in her seat. Just like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't want this image. I don't need
Nope.
this in my life.
These herbs also make you more susceptible to see the spirits.
And you see a bandit captain just shaking its head at you.
Fuck off, you.
Alright, I should... damn it. Alright, well, here we go. Here's the next one.
Mhm.
Whoever wants this can pick it up. You saved the queen's life once. How? I chose to be a me instead of answering this one, so... Who wants it?
I chose to be a man whore.
What's a whore? He just sits there.
Oh, Chad.
Who wants this one, then?
I'll take it.
Cool. How did you save the queen's life?
I thwarted an assassination attempt. I happened to overhear a few diplomats some years ago. Not related to me, of course. I happened to overhear them discussing their plans in no uncertain terms. So, I waited. I waited until I could track them down, follow them through the steps of their plan, and just as they were about to do the unthinkable, I, and an envoy of gods, stopped them. I caught them red-handed. And of course they were immediately executed, but that's neither here nor there.
Nice. I imagine Chad pop up were there and like, she did a wonderful job. Killed it, one might say. They high five.
Nice.
Oh, you want to get on the high five, Amon?
Oh, yeah, sure, why not?
Boom. I imagine all the guards are very similar half-orcs or something of that nature. They're not the smartest, that's why they didn't stop this. They're here for when they see something
I
coming.
noticed the assassination attempt and discovered how it was going to unfold, specifically so I could point the guards at it, because if I left them to their own devices, it wouldn't have gotten done, and the unthinkable would have happened. So,
Not great.
no.
Great. I like that. Keep in mind, like, you can have like secret shit going on in the background, because the game ends when we get to the card. Like, you can have ulterior motives and shit like that, because that gave me the idea of like, Amon might have known about this longer. I was like, is it more advantageous to let this happen or not? And I'm all like, oh shit. Because we're going to get to a card where it says the queen comes under attack, and that's the last card in the game.
Yeah.
Now, keep that in mind. And it says, do you defend her?
Mhm.
So, it's going to come down to that. Are you going to defend her, or do you have other options in mind?
Mhm.
Keep that in mind. Here we go. Ooh, all right. You were summoned to a private meeting with the queen once. Why did you feel disappointed afterwards? We could do this as a group, different meetings.
Sure.
So,
Let's do that.
who wants to go first?
I will go. During this meeting, the queen asked me to summon the spirit of her grandfather, the previous king. But I was sad to see that his spirit was no longer in this realm. I disappointed the queen, and the queen was disappointed in me. But there was nothing I could do. Once the spirit leaves this plane, that is it.
So you were unable to meet the queen's expectations, and she just left disappointed in you? Maybe even a little rattled in your abilities, would you say? Or do you think just disappointment?
What was the first one?
So you were trying to summon this, and I'm just asking for like follow-up questions just to flush it out.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I was asking, so did you just both leave disappointed? Or would you say like
Yeah.
you left disappointed and she was
Perhaps
disappointed and maybe even a little rattled in your abilities, or just disappointment?
Perhaps I was more disappointed in myself than she was on me. but we were both disappointed by the result.
Okay. Nice. Do you want to go, Kate, or I can take
Sure.
it? Yeah.
Well, the Queen has often summoned me in the evenings to entertain her poetry, music, what have you. One evening, she summoned me in the middle of dinner, and, to my surprise, she asked me to sit and dine with her. I thought that perhaps finally I was receiving the attention from her that I wanted. Of course, that did not happen. Still, she is beautiful. It was lovely. Romantic. Unfortunately, dinner is all that happened. But I'm happy for dinner.
Queen blocked.
Queen
Sweet.
I got friend zoned by the queen.
You were left on red, but on a scroll. It was just like, she received your message. No reply. As it just the scroll wraps up. All right, so I guess for Chad, it was you had a private encounter with me. I was summoned, and I thought today was the day that the Queen would finally tell me that I made Captain Guard. That I finally made the position that I've been working so hard for. I know I'm not the best. I know that a lot of this is because of probably, like, I don't know, favors of the god luck. That's all. Maybe my friend nepotism, like you guys keep saying, even though I don't know him. I had hoped that today was the day. I've been working hard. I do her room every other day.
Every other day, that's so often.
I know, normally there's not a lot to clean in there. Normally I'm like on my hands and knees checking if there's anything like on the ground or looking for any spots.
Okay, go on. We don't need to.
Oh, yeah,
we don't
no,
need to
no.
do this again.
So, yeah. So, every other day.
Amon leans over to Em.
It's just like, light it again. Light it. I need it, please.
As just a new rule was passed to you. As the weed keeps passing in the cart. But, I was hoping that today was the day. I worked hard. I trained harder than anyone. I know this much. And I was brought there, and she told me that my friend, Percival, was being brought up to captain status, and that I wasn't making it, and that I'd be reporting to him from now on. I just sat there for a second, dumbfounded. I don't remember what I did wrong.
When she picks your best friend over you.
I know, right? And Percival doesn't even have a six-pack. He's got like a 4 maybe at the most.
Ouch.
I know it hurt. But I wasn't angry at him or the Queen. I was just sad. I thought I was doing good. But then this opportunity came along that I get to hang out with my friends, Amon, Am.
I am not your friend.
Yes, you are. And the Queen. I'm forcing you into a friendship. You should know this by now. And the Queen said that I would be getting my position finally if I did my job right. I can only hope that I get what I was promised. It's Chad's time to shine. As he just keeps driving the cart. So, what do you do for the Queen that no one else can do? Oh, this one's different from the other. I was all like, did I thought I already did. So, who wants to do this one?
Obvious in my case.
Yeah.
know someone who can summon the spirits? I didn't think so.
Invaluable. Helping some spirits give sage advice.
Me and my friends on the other side.
Oh
He's
I have
got
a friend,
friends on
named-
the other side.
I have a friend, his name's Casper. He helps me out sometimes.
no. He's a friendly
Yeah.
ghost.
Very friendly.
Worked that in for a while then.
Honestly.
I have been. Since you said anything about spirits, I'm all like, I gotta at some point.
No,
Because I know that the queen comes under attack is coming up soon.
I mean, yeah, we've been going for a while.
the other side, though. Do you not get that reference?
What? Yeah,
Oh,
no, I
that
got
one.
it. I was singing it.
No, you got it. I didn't know if Cole.
Oh no, I missed it. Fuck. That's a good. All right, Kate, clap for Kate. Round of applause. So,
Oh gosh.
Nice.
What does a mon do for the queen?
several things from the sound of it.
I know
Look,
what Chad does for the queen, if you know what I'm saying.
It's raining
I could do plenty of things if she would let me, but
Do you mean like read more poetry?
sure, Chad, sure. I'm just
Nice.
saying, singing's not the only thing I can do with my tongue.
Do you do riddles? He just has this dumb look on his face, like,
Do you know what a riddle even is, Chad?
I'm told it's like a confusing thing you say, and you guess to hope to get it right.
That's surprisingly close to the answer.
Fuck yeah, Chad nailed it.
You nailed next to it.
Eh.
Okay.
So what do you do for the queen?
Oh God, what does a mon do for the queen that nobody else can do?
Diplomat, maybe? Your diplomat stuff?
Possibly.
Perhaps the nothing you can do that is for you alone. But perhaps during this journey, you can find that thing.
Well, I've already killed for her, but I know that that's not the only thing. I'm not the only one who's ever done that.
Chad, have you ever killed a man?
I've killed several men. And some women. You know, you can't be... There's no gender bias when it comes to murder and fighting.
Oh,
Everyone's equal.
I already knew you were a lady killer.
Oh, thank you.
I cannot believe you just said that, Everett.
What? It's true.
Anyways.
It's true. I killed like a couple women. They were very strong. Did you not do those half orcs?
That is not what lady killer means.
Oh, okay. I'll have to think about it then.
I love that he just wants to think about it instead of asking for help. Anyways, what can a mom do that only she can do? Fuck, I'm like super stuck on this.
You're good. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. This one, this is like you. There, you brought up several things. I think the diplomat. You do the poetry.
Yeah, so here's, I don't know. I think the thing that Amon does that nobody else does is even after everything that's happened, she's still madly in love with the queen. Like, there's nothing that the queen can do, it seems, that will make her love her less.
So blind devotion is what you're saying.
Devotion.
That
I think
no one will give.
Purely,
No one else can do.
the most pure blind devotion is what Amon gives that nobody else can give.
Even Chad doesn't do that. He does. He has his papa. He's like, he loves the queen, but not like the way that. Yeah, I give you that. All right. How does the queen remind you of her status on this journey? Ooh, I think that's a good group one.
Hmm.
That she has an actual bed to sleep in while we have these fucking mats on the ground.
You guys have a mat? I was told to sleep on the roof.
I think that's more for the stench of yourself than anything.
He just lifts his arm up and passes out from the smell.
Amon just grabs like a deodorant powder and just kind of sprinkles it on him.
I imagine that she definitely gets treated better whenever we stop and like we're sent to certain
Oh yeah.
like servants' quarters and things like that.
Any sort of stop that's made, we're either sent to servants' quarters while she's like treated well, or there's just total deference paid to her the entire time while we're maybe by like peasants treated well, but if she stops in a noble house, then we kind of fade into the background. We're entourage, not.
I'm all like, we are treated definitely like within our own kingdom. We have some hierarchy. Like we're like, there are definitely people like we're not queen status, but we're like, hey, we're guards, noblemen, noblewomen, spiritual leaders. And then when out of here, it's definitely you can tell the difference. It's like, oh, okay. Chad can't tell quite as much. He feels the same no matter what, but I feel like that's probably the biggest difference you can tell.
Yeah.
I think those are, yeah. All right, let's do the next card. The queen knows something about you that no one else does. What is it? Oh, shit. I feel like this is a good group one, too.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up first, and then let's see what everybody else says. The queen knows that Papa and I, we weren't always part of the queen's guard. We were technically raiders on the outcropping of Falfuris, taking what we wanted, doing horrible jobs for money to try and get by. Our clan was diminishing, and in a battle against some royal troops, it was me, Pop-Pop, and a couple others. And Lucky. And unfortunately, and we couldn't win. We laid down our arms knowing that we'd probably be killed. But the queen decided that she took pity on us. She gave Pop-Pop a job, put me into training. The rest of the clan, what little of us remained, were given purpose. We weren't killed, and we were given, like, a new meaning. She saved our clan. But if anyone knew the raiders that we were, we definitely wouldn't be welcomed any longer in court or in Falfuris, really. But the queen keeps it hush-hush, you know? Keeps us protected.
The thing that the queen knows about me that no one else does. There are many things I could say. Perhaps I will lie. Perhaps I will tell the truth. Perhaps that is because I do not want you to know. I could say that I have far more power than anyone but the queen knows, that I can simply drag the soul out of a body and you would be lifeless on the ground with your soul under my control. Maybe that's a lie, though. Maybe I could say that I've killed so many trying to get the voices to stop. But the voices They follow wherever I go now. Maybe that's a lie. Maybe that's the truth. Uh, Perhaps it could be that I have lied about the spirits all along, and she keeps me around just as a friend. Perhaps that's a lie or a truth. I will not tell whether or not any of these are truth or lies. That is up to you to tell.
So we've learned nothing.
Yes, as I want you to learn nothing about me.
Boring. Well, I'm sure this would ruin my reputation if it got out, but, well, Chad, if you do it, I can ruin your reputation. And, Emmerich, if you do it, well, the simple fact is that it doesn't matter if anything you just said is true or not, because I can convince people that it is. So,
Doesn't take much to ruin the reputation of a man that doesn't have one. You think anyone cares about the guy that talks to ghosts? Good luck to ruin my name. It is already ruined.
I thought this was a sharing circle. Was I not supposed to say something?
I thought it was too, but apparently Emmerich has other ideas.
I'm allowed to have my secrets as you are allowed to have yours, I think.
Sure.
Fair enough, Everett. I understand. You're still my friend. As he just pats you on the back.
You're still not my friend.
That's not true. As I just sits there and
Chad
looks
has
over
been
at
growing.
Amon.
Trad has been growing on Amon throughout this journey.
See, Chad grows on all.
I'll be honest. I wasn't just a spy, initially. I was supposed to kill her.
How does an assassin turn to the queen's bard?
Well, I was always a bard. But I made a stupid mistake and got caught. And I was sure I was going to be executed. After all, what other sort of fate would befall an assassin who's been caught?
Oh yeah, definitely.
She
Definitely killed.
Precisely. She interrogated me, personally. Learned of my family, learned that I held no particular loyalty for my employer. It was a contracted job. It was money. That was the only reason I was there. And she spoke to me. She listened to me. She cared to learn about me.
Perhaps it wasn't all for money, you might say.
Well, I certainly didn't betray my employer for money. Nothing I do for her is for money.
I think we can all agree on that.
I don't know. It was love at first sight, I suppose. It was just something about her.
More along the lines of love at first knife.
Hey! Chad goes for a high five.
That was trash, Emmerich.
Huh?
Emmerich, if you're not going to high five him, I'm going to.
Trust me, a spirit just high-fived you. I guarantee it.
You're
Oh,
fucking,
nice.
You're fucking
Was it lucky?
lying.
Can you ask where my bones are?
So,
I know where one of your bones is.
oh, holy shit, where?
Head.
Certainly not around here.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. It's come the time.
Oh shit.
The queen is under attack. Do you defend her? The long and perilous journey has come to an end. We sit there on the cart at the border of the Council of Packs. There, we await entrance. We pass the border and are met not nearly a mile away from the giant walls surrounding Pax by what appears to be a group of assassins from those we have been warring with. Chad jumps off the cart and is like, this is probably gonna be the end of Chad. Make sure she gets to where she needs to go.
If this truly is the end for you, Chad, I wish that your spirit may stick around, perhaps.
Oh, definitely. If that's an invite, broski, I'm gonna hang out for a while.
Oh my god.
Saying that.
He just goes for a fist bump with both of you,
What?
Not
Fist
you.
bumps him.
and he just looks at the queen and just runs towards the assassins and starts fighting.
Amon grabs the reins of the cart and snaps them to spur the horses on to get the queen to safety.
I imagine at that point, like, there are more assassins, so so that was just me. Do you defend her? It's up to you guys. Do you defend her?
Amon absolutely would spring to defend her. She would take the reins of the cart once Chad gave him up. And she would spur the horses on, trying to get closer and closer to the wall, closer and closer to safety. But with the horde of people that are coming towards us, I imagine at some point it wouldn't be possible, at which point all of the assassin skill set would come out, and we would have some great assassin versus assassin dueling. Whether or not Amon makes it out alive would remain to be seen.
So Amon's defends her. Alright, so that's like, I imagine Amon's like on the front of the cart defending.
Yes.
Now it comes to our last one.
I will take some bones out of my pocket, some burnt, crumbled bones, and toss them on the ground. One of them spawns, come forth a lion, mane cut in the form of a mohawk. The turtle symbol is burned into its fur. The other, perhaps, a shark swimming in the air. A third, perhaps, a three-legged dog growling. But it's one of its eyes missing and the other eye only a half left, I think you said.
Oh yeah, he only has half an eye. It's Lucky. Oh shit, you summoned Lucky. He's got half an eye. He's missing a half ear. He's got 3 legs. And you notice that Lucky, like, you would think this was a small dog.
No, it's
No.
a big dog.
This is a big, like a wolf. Like, this is like a winter wolf that Lucky was, but he treated it like it was a small dog every time.
A fierce warrior in life, a fierce warrior in death. And if any of the fallen enemy, well, if any of the enemy has fallen by, I guess, Chad's hand yet,
They rise up.
some of them will rise back up and start fighting their previous comrades.
So, I imagine, let's do an end scene right here, because this is end game. As my cardboard falls away, and you see garbage in my room a little bit. There we go. As I lean up my chair. So, we watch as Chad battles valiantly, Greco-Roman style.
Greco-Roman?
Yes, completely nude.
It's Gecko rolling.
Yes, Gecko Romans, Cole. The Chad. Completely nude. But, listening to his friends, he lives on the crop top to defend some vital organs. And he fights with an axe in his fists. Standing there bloodied, near death, he collapses on the ground with a pile of bodies around him. Unsure of Chad's fate, we pull away to some of the bodies rising up, running after other assassins, striking them down. Hellish beasts made of skeletal fur and burned sigils are surrounding the cart, pouncing on any that would dare come close, riding either horses or just somehow with unnatural speeds coming after the cart. And we see at the front of the cart a bard with two blades holding the reins in one.
I'm
One
not holding
hand.
the reins in her teeth. Let's
In
just
her
go
teeth.
full True Grit here.
Two blades cutting against the blades, fighting multiple assassins on top of the roof, rushing towards the gate. The queen is fighting alongside them as well, as as a single tear rolls down her face, unsure if those that hold her affection will win or fall. Their fates are uncertain. And that's where we will end. Them rushing towards the city wall. Towards the wall of the Council of Pax. Their fate will be shown in the keep further along. So keep an eye out. Keep an ear out for Chad.
Amon.
And
Everett.
we'll return in another installment in the future of The Keep.
Look at us. We did it, guys.
We did it! It was only a complete shit show on Cold Start at the beginning.
Oh boy. Well, I have OBS now, so.
Yep. Now we can actually do this in the future. Well, I hope everyone kisses enjoyed this game show style from like the 60s where you kiss everybody on the way
Oh,
out.
lovely, yes.
I hope everyone enjoyed this showing.
Cole, you gotta tell me how to stop streaming.
Oh, you go to the YouTube page and hit stop.
All right.
But let's say the bye part and
Yes.
stuff. One moment before we switch. I'm Cole Sorensen, normally the Dungeon Master, but today I was Cole Sorensen, party on Maine. Chad, lover of dog, of Papa, and his best new friends.
Cute.
With me as always,
I'm Kate, usually Devona, always here for the sapphic yearning.
And I'm Key, usually the creepy guy who doesn't summon ghosts. Today I was the creepy guy that does summon ghosts, so I guess.
Key's just always creepy.
themes. Either way, make sure if you're listening or watching this on YouTube, we're sorry about the beginning.
We're
But-
also sorry about these low budget effects.
Exactly.
Well, sorry about just everything in general.
Yes,
We-
everything.
we're-
We're
we
sorry.
We know we're a tragedy.
But we're a hilarious one, if that. So make sure, wherever you're watching this, if you're watching it on YouTube, give us a subscribe, a like, and share it with your friends. If you're listening to the podcast with this episode in particular, I'm sorry, but leave a rating or review on iTunes or wherever you listen to this podcast. Either way, keep sharing it, and know what? We'll see you again next time. Oh yeah, dab it up on The Keep!
I tip my hat to you.
No, we're dabbing Key. Get with the program.
Key refuses. Either way, I'm Chad. This Chad here, telling you, I will never die. See you again next time. Alright, so go to the YouTube page and hit stop screaming.
Nice. Alright, end stream.
Stop. to stop.